Hello, welcome to my channel. I'm Julie. This is Julie Sews Her Own Clothes. I finished my toile and I've got 4 garments that I made. I gotta show you. I finally finished the toile. I set it to one side and started sewing something else because I got a little bit fed up with the sleeves. But actually, I finished it, and I'm not sure if this is gonna be what I use for the fabric godmother linen fabric that I wanted to make a set with. I'm not sure it's for me. I do like it, but there are things I don't like about it. I will put some photos at the end with it on. I adjusted the shoulder about 5 times and it's still sitting off my shoulder. I kind of tack stitched it on a few times, and where I tried to make it even shorter, I must have took 3 inches off it. It kind of started pulling at the bust line, so I undid it. And I've just settled for it being slightly off the shoulder, which isn't what I wanted for this blouse. And I just felt like I'd spent so much time faffing about with it. I just kind of was like, do you know what? I want a blouse. I want a blouse that's easy to kind of put on and enjoy. It's cropped, which I quite like. I think in a firmer fabric it would look like a little jacket. I'm just not sure it's for me. I like the collar, and you can button it all the way up, but I chose to kind of have it a bit more like a camp collar in the toile. I'm not keen on the sleeves, I've got to say it. Even if it was exactly where it should be, it's not really, I don't know what it is about it. I'm just not keen on the sleeve. I do really like the fabric and I will wear this. It's definitely wearable. I think I've got to adjust one of the buttons because I've got a slight pucker here, but that's easy fixed. But I did find some gorgeous buttons in my stash that were from, oh, here I go again, Jazz and Wow. They're from Jazz and Wow. Why can I never remember the name Jazz and Wow? I just instantly think Becky and then it goes. So these were in my advent calendar, and I don't think I could have got a better match if I tried. It's got the CM colour orange and the CM colour pink. I'm not sure it's showing up that well in this light, but they are an absolute perfect match, and I will wear it. It's very plain on the back, needs a proper iron. It's not the best blouse I've made, let's just say. I think I can find something better, but in saying that, I have decided I'm going to toile the skirt because I like the look of the set, I like the look of the skirt, and maybe find a blouse that would suit it a bit, or a little top that would suit it a little bit more. I'm just going to get the pattern and just remind you of what I'm actually chatting on about. It is the new look 6697. So I want to make the skirt, and I am going to toile it just to make sure I don't feel the same way about the skirt as I do the top once it's made up. It's pretty bog standard. It's got a little split up there. I really like that clean, straight lined skirt with the little dark details on the front and a side zip. So I will be giving that a try, and then I'll figure out what blouse I think would work better than this, because that just isn't working for me, unfortunately. So it was definitely worth a try. I will put it on. I'll show you what it looks like on. It's a lovely lightweight fabric, and yeah, it's wearable. It's just not my favourite. but I love it. I love the buttons and I love the fabric. So there is item number 1 that I've completed this week. I've also made 4 other new garments this week. I think I've been on difficult sores for a little bit of time now, and I just wanted something straightforward that I could make up nice and easy. So I am wearing the Fibremood Eliza razorback top. This is the second one that I made. And I'm also wearing the Sewing Therapy Ciotat skirt. It's a gathered wrap skirt. It's Sarah's latest release. I couldn't wait to give it a go, really. And I liked it that much, I made it twice in the same day. I also made the top twice in the same day. So the first lot that I made is on Annie. And again, I will put photos in at the end so you can see it all finished. I got quite excited there to show you what Annie was wearing and threw the camera off onto the floor. So I've had to reposition it and start again. But you can see here, this was the first of the Fibremood Eliza racerback tops that I made in, it's just a cotton lycra, pretty straightforward. I found that it was really high on my neck, which, whilst I think it looks nice, and it definitely looks nice with the Ciotat skirt, it just felt like it needs to be lower. So the second one I made, I just dropped the front, it's cut on the fold, and I just lowered it, graded it down at the front so it sits slightly lower. I actually think it could possibly do with coming down even further at the front, but it's a really straightforward, so quick. It's a front and a back, and it's a hem, and it's a hem on the sides, and job done. So super quick and easy, and I think it turned out rather nicely. Now I'll move Annie back a little bit. Actually, I think you probably see it better if I take it off of her. But the skirt, it's a wrap skirt, and it is almost like a double wrap at the front. So if it blows up in the breeze, your dignity remains covered. So I made it in this beautiful Nerida Hansen fabric. For those of you who've been following me a little while, you'll know that I made a lovely blouse for Sort April Blouse, where I redrafted the sleeves and I put an elastic hem on it in this fabric. So I wanted to make a skirt where I could potentially wear them together so it looked like a dress, or wear them separately. So I will style it up and show you how I wear both of them together, and then what they look like as separate. And it literally is a back panel with a side panel that comes around the front and has 2 ties, and then there's a tie cord on the other side, and it pretty much wraps all the way around the front. So you've got a double front on it, which then gives you that that coverage if it blows open. I love that it's gathered. It gathers on the hips, or what I have noted is if you wanted to wear so when I wear the skirt fastened at my natural waist, the gathers start at the hip. But because they are ties, and because it's doubled over at the front, you can actually just loosen it off and wear it lower on your hips, which means the gather starts lower. And I don't know which I prefer. I've been wearing it as both. What I do know is I love the length of it. I love how easy it is to move in it. I feel like it's the type of skirt that I have been looking for but didn't know I needed. It's just straightforward, so beginner friendly. It literally is. If you can cut straight panels do a little bit of gathering and make a bias binding, which is all straight lines, taking your time, sewing it together. I made 2 in one day and the 2 tops all in the same day because I just thought it was so cute. You can see on the inside how the panels go. It's very straightforward. There's nothing difficult about this whatsoever. But actually, it's a lovely, lovely skirt to wear. Certainly, it is definitely my style of skirt, and I didn't even know it until I made it up. So I decided this, I had 2.5 meters of this, and I had some fabric left off, and I've got a feeling the pattern instructions for this size medium that I made suggested I might need 2.5, and I had quite a bit left over. So when I started to pick my fabric out for my second Ciotat skirt, I had a 2 meter length, and I thought that's going to be fine, it will be ample. I cut my pieces out, very little left over, and I thought, job done. Then I started to sew the pieces together and realised this panel, which sits on the front, it's kind of like sits across your tummy. It's nice and flat on the tummy. I only had 1 of them, and I didn't have any spare fabric, and I needed 2 of them. And I just was like, how did I do that? I don't know. But I didn't have enough fabric left, so I'm going to show you what I ended up doing. So I used the Pigeon Wishes fabric that I bought at the Stitch Fest. So here it is. Let me just shift everything out the way so you can see it. It's just a lovely fabric for this type of skirt. It gathered so nicely. Yeah, I just love it. I'm just so comfortable in it. And whilst I think sometimes these, especially the red, the pinky reds and the blues can often look like a primary school uniform, I think in this style of skirt, I don't think it does actually. And I really love it. And I'm just wearing it with little pumps. But yes, I only had one panel. So what I did, I took the skirt panel from the inside and I cut a length from another piece of fabric, because if it blows up, it's never going to blow up that far. And I made the second panel from the skirt panel, which is not ideal, but actually I definitely get away with it. So, you know, it's fine. Even if it does blow out, I'm not going to be letting it blow out and stay out. I'll be pushing it back down, and I don't think it shows at all. And actually that came from a dress that I'd purchased in a charity shop near me. It was £6. I bought it with the intention of cutting it up because I don't like the style of it. It's not my style, and it's not, oh, pick that out, and it's not my size. It's way bigger than what I would have purchased if I'd bought it to wear. It's actually from Ciotat, which is it's a beautiful quality soft cotton gingham, but I wanted to, I've got quite a few different shades of gingham now, and I want to do something patchworky with it. Maybe one of these skirts, that might be nice. I've got some grey, I have red, pink, I have a different shade of pink. They might be nice all cut at different lengths and patchwork together. So really, I just cut a chunk out of the back. Yeah, that's where it came from. And I saved the skirt, and it's totally wearable. And I did think then actually that maybe the bit that sits on the inside, let me just see if I can move you down a little bit. The bit that sits on the inside is also gathered. I am wondering if the next time I make it, I don't gather the inside skirt, but then there's less kind of bulk sitting around this area if it's just flat on the inside and then the gathered on the top tier as it folds over. But it's got lovely little ties on the side and it's just super comfortable. So I'm really happy with that. And I made the second Fibremood Eliza racer back top. Hope I don't look naked because it's very fleshy coloured, isn't it? I made it in a really lightweight knit fabric and I think it goes quite well and it sits quite comfortably. It was just a tiny bit of remnant I had left from something else that I'd made last year, I think. And I thought, you need so little fabric for this top. And I mean, it's scorching outside today. So ideal in terms of a little bit of a suntan, getting a little bit of sun on my arms. And I think it turned out quite nice. And I think I want to make some more of these. I do have well, actually the intention of making the top was to see if I like the style of it, because I wanted to make this in a dress in a chocolate brown ribbed knit fabric. And I think I'm changing my mind on that. I think I want a lighter weight fabric to make the dress with. I think the rib knit is a little bit heavy, and I can't see me wearing this type of thing any other time other than the summer. So I'm probably going to pick one of the other fabrics out of my stash to make the Eliza into a dress. So lots of learning from the process, and actually I think it would work better if I had a better bra on, but you know, it definitely needs a strapless bra or a bra that kind of comes in, because I'm not keen on the bra strap showing separate to this style. So I have to have a little rummage and make sure that I find a bra that goes really well with it. But that is my latest 4 garments that were all done in one day, because they are all beginner friendly. This I did completely on the overlocker. It's just adding the front to the back at the shoulder, adding the band for the collar, again on the overlocker, then the side seams, and then the bands for the arms. And it was just the quickest thing to make. So yeah, both of them were made, and I still haven't hemmed that one actually. That's how keen I was to try them. But I think this one goes so well with the first Ciotat skirt I made. I also think it'll go really well with my lander pants that I made in that really pale lavender colour. So I'm starting to find that I've got pieces that I can wear with different items that, yeah, I potentially had so much that needed something green to go with. Now I'm branching out and I'm being a little bit more adventurous with my colour choices. Gosh, it's getting warm in here. I would put the aircon on, but it is quite noisy, so I'll suffer for now. So in terms of what else I've been up to and what's coming up next, last weekend I spent the day with Sam from Sequin Girly Saws, and we had a really fabulous day in London. We had, actually Sam introduced me to some really fabulous little places that she goes to occasionally when she's in London. And we had a gorgeous breakfast in a lovely little restaurant I'd never heard of. she seems to know all these little side streets where there's some gorgeous places that aren't the chains that you usually find. And we had a beautiful breakfast, and then we wandered off to Liberties. And on the way to Liberties, there were a few stores that we just popped into because I've been kind of caught up with the Adidas trend of using lots of different, more feminine fabrics with the Adidas stripes down the side rather than the bog standard sporty look that they've done for decades. And it really attracted me, and we kept passing these shops that had the Liberty fabrics with the Adidas stripes and lots of other variations. And I had that in my head as we were heading into Liberties, and we did a little bit of shopping in Liberties, got the famous Liberties shopping bag, because who's going to go to London, visit Liberties and not come out with something gorgeous? I have to say it was really lovely there. The celebration of 150 year, I did not realise. I knew that they'd had a kind of event going on where they were inviting the quilting and sewing community to make up a patch for them to then put together as a celebration. And when we went there was just this gigantic house of fabric patches from the sewing community that was absolutely incredible. It was jaw-dropping, some of the details that people put in their patches and sent to Liberty for this event. And they also had books that you could sit and look at some of the patches that didn't make it onto the house that they'd created. It was kind of 2-3 stories high, this house, and I've got some images of that I'll show at the end, because I just thought it was quite spectacular. And there was a little, I say a little old couple, because they were both quite short and they were quite elderly. And the gentleman was having a little bounce up and down because he'd spotted one of their squares that was actually in the house as I was having a little nose at them, which I thought was just so delightful. So yes, and then we actually spent a little bit of time looking around the the dresses that were for sale. Found the fabric godmother, one of their one of their fabrics that they are currently selling now with the broderie anglaise with the palm trees. We saw where that originated from, because there were there's tops and dresses there in that fabric, which was, it was quite nice to actually see dead stock in its original format. So that was nice. And then kind of some lovely ideas that I took away from what I saw from the ready to wear expensive brands that are sitting in that store. And then we went up to the fabrics, obviously, and I could not resist. I just could not resist the fabric that I picked up. So, and I picked this particular one up with that vision in my head of the Adidas type trousers. Now, it turns out that Fabric Godmother's latest sewing pattern is pretty much that style of trouser. It's the collar trousers. I'm sure you've seen them. I didn't purchase the collar trousers, but Sam won a prize and already has the Fabric Godmother patterns that she wanted. So she really kindly ordered this and gifted it to me, which was really lovely of her. So I have the trousers that I was just obsessing over to make up. So that was in my mind as we went in, and I had a kind of a idea what I wanted to make in terms of replicating those trousers, and obviously wanted something to go with it. So in my quest to move away from green and try new colours, I've always loved cobalt blue, but I don't recall wearing it. I've avoided the colour because I didn't think it suited me, and I don't know why I came to that conclusion, but I thought, do you know what, I'm going to give it a go. And I purchased, that's double dove and you can't see it very well, so it's very fine, it's tanner lawn. I purchased this absolutely fabulous fabric with these amazing images on it, because the colours just sang to me. I just thought the colours were stunning, and they've also got a lot of browns in there as well, and I thought they'd go really well with my chocolate brown denim saguaro trousers. So I'm looking forward to making a blouse with this. I think I'm going to make the Anna Allen Anthea blouse with this. That's what I think I'm gonna do. Just that abstract design I just thought was lovely, and it is from their anniversary collection, so I don't think these will be around for very long. And actually, while I was there, I was looking for the tanner lawn that I purchased to make my 60th birthday dress from. That was also from the anniversary collection, and they didn't have any left. It's gone. So yeah, I don't think these gorgeous fabrics are gonna hang around for too long, but I just love that, and I just thought that's so different to what I would usually pick out. There were 3 different colorways, and I was kind of drawn to the green, as I usually am, and you know, a little talking to from Sam and a little bit of kind of curiosity about why I was going for what I already have. It kind of convinced me to try something different, so I went for the blues with the gorgeous oranges and browns. So really excited to make that up. I also purchased another piece of fabric. Again, this I think could go with lots of things that I've kind of started making. I think it'll go with my Lander pants. This is just beautiful. I will put the name of the artist down below, because this is quite a famous artist. I've got to admit, I didn't know the artist, but Sam has been to an exhibition, really loves the artist. I think does a lot more than fabric design. I've got a feeling he creates pottery and all kinds of things. But look at the detail on that fabric. I just think as a celebration, it's just glorious. I just love those colours and the design. It's just beautiful. I haven't decided, but I think I might make the Fibremood Harper top from this, but I'm not stuck on that yet. So I have 1.5 meters, so it's ample to make a lovely blouse. Do you know, I might even go for something really simple, like the Samara top from Tilly and the Buttons, where it just allows the fabric to be itself. Might do that. But yes, I was super happy to pick this up. And actually it was a funny old weekend, because my bank card had been used by somebody else. I had a call from who I thought was the fraud team at my bank. I had my card frozen, so I thought. So I was juggling around all day, moving money from my account to another account, so I could actually purchase things, and waited all week, and I thought, where's my new card? So I found my bank from my bank app yesterday, and I was like, why is my card taking so long? They knew nothing about it, so I was scammed. The caller wasn't from the bank. The caller was trying to persuade me to authorise a significant payment, which I declined. I said, no, I'm not going to. He said it'd just be easier for us to find the address, the destination address, if you press accept from the company where your card has been attempted to be used. So they'd used Just Eat and me had a couple of quick small sales purchases from my card, and then try to use it for something more expensive, and then try to dupe me into approving it, which I just said, listen, if I'm sure if you're from the fraud squad, you shouldn't have a problem asking Argos for the details of where the purchase was destined to go to. So I declined. The call ended quite suddenly after that, but I genuinely thought I was talking to the bank and that they'd froze my card. They hadn't. It's all sorted now, but it made the weekend a little bit difficult in terms of I didn't have my my Apple Pay, and I didn't have my card, and I was having to shuffle stuff around all day. But I did not let that stop me buying beautiful fabric, and my lovely husband Chris also gave me some cash, so if I had any problems I could still purchase what I wanted. So I gave that back to him when I got home because I didn't need it. So that's my 2 pieces of fabric that I got from Liberty's. And then we went to a fabric store that neither of us had heard of, but Sam had kind of done a little bit of research and said, oh, there's somewhere close by. And it was called McCulloch and Wallace. It was fabric and lots of haberdashery. It was like if you wanted any colour or type of button, that you would have found it there. There was just walls of it. Lots of beautiful haberdashery. Their fabrics I thought were a little bit on the expensive side. In fact, everything I thought was a little bit on the expensive side, except for something that Sam managed to get, which was so cheap. I was like, are you sure I got that right? But yes, so I bought some buttons. I bought some little buttons. I thought these would go really nice with this fabric for the Anthea Allen blouse. So I got quite a few of these little buttons. They're so cute. I also purchased some kind of glass buttons, which also has a good colour match to this fabric. And I bought some pink buttons, which I thought would go with my other fabric, but also with the fabric that I'd purchased for my birthday Liberty fabric, which I still don't know what I'm going to make with that. And then I got some teeny tiny buttons that also goes with lots of bits and bobs that I've got. So I've got quite a few buttons from McCulloch and Wallace, and I also got some webbing because, you know, I had those Adidas trousers in my mind, and I found this and I thought, yes, that would look lovely. I think when I look at this and then I think of the fabric Godmother Calla trousers, it's just, that's definitely a stripe I want to put down the side. So when I got home, I purchased 2.5 meters of the fabric Godmother luxury pointe Roma jersey in cobalt blue. Now, this is the lightest, softest, most beautiful pointe Roma. It's just gorgeous. And I think it's going to make a mighty fine pair of trousers. Got lots of lovely stretch in them. And if I was to show you that with the stripe down the side, that goes nice, do you think? It goes nice. I love that. And then actually when I then think of the cobalt blues in this top, just think it's gonna look lovely. And I think that will go with other things that I've got as well. So yeah, keen to get involved with other colours, but want them to fit with my wardrobe. I've got lots and lots of things with green that would go with this. When I make these colour pants, and I think that would go with jeans and lots of other bits that I've got. So yes, new colours that go together but also mix well with what I've already got. So that's my exciting purchase from my lovely trip to London last weekend. Oh, I also got some brown because I think I definitely have some of that chocolate brown denim left. I want to make a button down front mini skirt type garment, and I think I might put some stripes down the side of that. I think that would look very cute. So that's what I picked up when we were in London. We then went and had a lovely little natter and a couple of cocktails in a roof bar. I think it's called The Nest. And as we were sitting there, it was empty when we arrived and just so lovely. The sun was shining. It was a beautiful day. London looked fabulous because all the flags were out to commemorate the VE Day. The place looked fabulous. I did get some photos and I will drop them in at the end. And there was a procession as we were sat on the roof terrace. And I did just I didn't hang over the end. I didn't do that. Anyone who knows me really well knows I have a real fear of heights. I gingerly approached the edge of the roof garden and hung my camera over the end to capture some of the parade, and it was just a really special day. Had a lot of fun and really enjoyed spending time with Sam. Spent a lot of time with Sam since I first went to her sewing social about a year ago now, but never really spent any quality time on our own. So I really enjoyed getting to know her. We've got similarities in our work, and yeah, and we both have our sewing passion as well. So it was really lovely spending one-to-one time with her, and having a couple of cheeky cocktails was just glorious. So and to get back on the train afterwards with my lovely fabric and my head full of ideas that are now kind of planned into makes that I will be doing over the next couple of months. I do have one blouse that I want to make before I start on all of this. It's not exactly a collaboration, but someone else has the same fabric, and we're potentially going to make something from the same fabric about the same time. So not exactly a collaboration. I think sometimes they can tie people down and create a little bit of time stress on people. So we just agreed we're gonna make something up, and when both of us have made them up, we'll probably share them with you. So I want to get that made so it's done and ready, and then I want to crack on with making the new look skirt and then I'll start with this gorgeous lot, which I think, you know, it felt like the 1st of May yesterday, and we're halfway through already. So potentially that'll be the rest of this month and maybe into June. And then I need to start thinking about making plans for my birthday address, because I don't want to feel pressured that I just have to make whatever because I've left it too late. So I want to make a few dresses, and I want to decide which one would be best for the Liberty fabrics that I've selected for my birthday address. So I think pretty much the rest of spring and into summer, I'm there. I have all the fabric I need. I have all the patterns I need. Have I got enough time? I'm hoping so. But yes, I am looking forward to sharing all of that as I work through my plans. And I'm not very good at plans. For those of you who followed me, I'll say I'm going to do something and then I edge off and get kind of distracted with something else. I think this is the closest I've been to having solid plans that I really want to stick to. Let's see how I get on with that. Yeah, I'm hoping I stick to the plans because they really excite me. And I think I'm just going to show you the photos from last weekend and the makes that I've been finishing, and then I will catch up with you next time when hopefully I've got something from this plans list to share with you. So I will catch up with you soon. Take care. Bye for now. Morning, it's Saturday. I am at the train station. It's quite early, it's a beautiful sunny day, and I'm going to meet a sewing friend, so I'll catch up with you then. So I think it's going to be a lovely sunny day here in London. I am, where am I? Oxford Circus. I am just waiting for my pal to arrive and then we're going to go shopping. Yeah, so that was a really fun day. I'm now back at Tower Hill and about to get on my train back home. Had a really lovely day today with Sam from Secret Girly, and we'll share what I got from Liberties. Catch you soon. Bye.